Hey, 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 I'm live and I'm proud and I'm happy to be back again this Sunday. Hey, y'all, how's it going? Happy Sunday. I'm Kim, I'm in the Crafty Bunch, and this is our Sunday event. Miss Lydia is finishing up she started off this event today. And so she's kind of wrapping it up and taking some names. And so I figured I would come on here and give everybody a few minutes to kind of get me in their get me in their sights and get started there. Hey, Deb, how are you? It's good to have you here. Deb's one of my faithfuls. Good to be here. Yeah, so today is our regular end of the month Sunday. Generally, it was going to be our auction day, but we have changed that now, and now it's just a crafter's choice. My hair's bugging me, guys. All right, I'm opposite, like in the camera, so it's bugging me, like which way I want to do my part. Anyway, I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting for everybody to kind of hop on here after Lydia's finished up with the Crafty Bunch, and come on in. If you're a newbie, please say hello. Tell me where you're from. And also, if you're not familiar with my page, I would tap on the screen there on your phone, see the three little dots up in the corner, and you can follow me. I really appreciate that because I got a lot going on the next month. I mean, a lot more than I normally have. I'm really getting a lot more active and going live. So I really appreciate everybody kind of bumping up. And I am actually close to getting 1,000. I'm like close, guys. I'm 950-ish or something. So maybe I can bump that up soon. But yeah, I'm going to go back over here. And I know Lydia's still doing her thing, but I'm going to see if I can see me yet. I don't know if that actually shows up in the Crafty Bunch until she's done. But anywho, how you doing today, Deb? Like I said, I'm just kind of waiting for people to kind of to wrap up with Lydia, and then I'll be able to see me. But as you're coming on, like I said, it's a Sunday here, beautiful sunny Florida day. I'm loving this weather. I had a really great church service this morning, and I'm in a good mood, and I've got something really cool going on too that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. That I will be. I'm not seeing me still in the Crafty Bunch, so there we go, Deb. All is good here. Do you know when your auction will be? Okay, here's the deal with the auction. I will repeat this because people are just starting to come on. But what we're going to do is we've created a separate group. Jan Hauser and I are starting to run this thing, and there's going to be a lot of other ladies that will probably be joining us as well. But and it's in my lineup, and if you're on my page, you'll know. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I will be on that other page, that other group. It is a buy sell trade group, and we're going to be using that pretty much at this point for auctions. I'm not exactly sure if we'll stick with the Sunday at the end of the month since the Crafty Bunch is doing something, but we'll figure all that out. But that is how the auctions are going to run at this point, because I do need to be able to sell off some of the pieces that I got, and so the other ladies, things that I make and all that. That's kind of what keeps me going in this group. So yeah, so like I said, it's called it's a big long title. It's Find Again Finds. Like I said, it's in the link, and I'll repost it. But it's just going to be myself, Jan Hauser, myself, and Lydia, who was just on in the Crafty Bunch. The three of us are pretty much, unless anybody decides to pop on in the other groups, I don't know. But so far, it's going to be starting Jan at 6, or actually, if you're on the East Coast, it's 7 o'clock. We're doing 30 minutes. Jan at 7, me at 7:30, and then Lydia at 8. Okay, and that's Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the other time zones, you got to figure that out. Hey there, Miss Mary, how's it going? I'm just kind of waiting for to see if I can get myself over here in the Crafty Bunch, and there I am. Okay, I see it now, and let Lydia finish up. I know she was getting her names and whatnot. So okay, good. I'm good to go now. So yeah, what I've got going on here today, ladies. Hey Terry, how are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you. Yeah, it's good to have you here. Okay, and there's Mary. Okay, so what I'm doing today is nice because I got an hour, which is a good thing for me. Like I said, I usually take up an hour real easy for what I'm doing here. But this is the first time I'm actually it's Margie LeClaire. You're a newbie. Hey Margie, how are you? Tell me where you're from, and if you would tap on the screen, hit the little buttons in there and follow me. I'd super appreciate it. And I'll tell you a little bit about me. Primarily, like I said, for newbies who don't know, I work primarily with polymer clay, either air dry clay, mainly polymer. And today's no exception. I'm doing a project that I am starting for the first time that is like consuming, obsessing my brain. And I think once you guys see them, you'll understand because I'm going to start. I've got some tabletops. I'm going to be sharing some pictures and all that. But I have been working on a couple of small ones. I've got that lamp thing that I did. I'll show you in a second. But and there's Jan. Jan is, like I said, she's the one that started that the buy sell trade group. We're doing the auctions tonight, so it'll be her, me, and Lydia. Okay, later on. But anyway, yeah. So the totems things are just to me like I don't know. I just think they're cool as can be. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna share some pictures so you guys will get a general idea before I even get into my project of what the concept is, because a lot of times I think people understand totems to be like the Native American ones. You know, there it is a vertical stack structure, um, but the thing about it is it's very there's a lot of things you can do with them. It's not just like, you know, animals and things like that. All you can do, I can do stacked farm animals, guys. I can do all kinds of circles and squares and geometrics and patterns. I mean, it's like there's a you know, it's like a it's I'm really going crazy with this. I even wrote down all the different things I can do. I'm had to bad to reset my phone. Okay, good, Terry. I'm glad you're back. All right. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a couple of photographs of. I can do that in StreamYard. StreamYard's got a really cool, lot of cool features of what I'm kind of working on. All right. So for some of you might have seen this little guy here. This is a lamp one that I worked on, and that was kind of like just a, you know, a quickie to try to not a quickie, but my first idea of kind of working with something like that. But the rest of them are going to be on poles themselves. But that's a, I don't know, lamp size. What is that? Like a 2 foot or something like that. Okay. So then I've got a couple of these. By the way, these small ones. See this one I just made. I haven't even posted a picture of this yet. This is a tabletop version, and I will do some smaller ones that probably for auction. But the other ones I'm going to be working on and starting today are going to be bigger ones. But that's like it says his sacrifice of the cross. Okay, and then I also have this one here, which I'm debating whether I want to give it up because this is my first one and it's so cute. It says, "Find your true heart." I know I can always remake it, but I probably won't, and I love it. So I'm not sure. I do have it pegged for auction, so we'll see if anybody decides to pay what I want for it. Otherwise, I'll keep it. So I've got that one. Now, the last one I'm going to show you here, the last picture is actually the before picture of what I'm starting. Okay, so I took this yesterday, and you can see my little chunky self out there. All right, so you can see that concrete base, and you see the rod going up the center there. That's actually going to be that's going to be a big totem. So that thing's what? I'm 5 feet something, so that's a little over 4 feet. So that's going to be a pretty tall totem, okay? And that is the before picture. So now you guys get a general idea of what I'm going to be doing. All right, and I got to switch my comments back over because I can catch up with everybody. I love that. I love the hearts with the flowers. Since the latest Facebook update, so many have notifications been turned off. Everyone, please be sure to double check you're still following. Oh yes, thank you for that, Deb. That's true. Facebook updates constantly, and there's always glitches and changes. So you know we all need to update and make sure. So Deb, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to be a part of the auction of some of the things I got going on tonight, definitely join my page, and you'll see the post, and I'll repost it for later tonight. All right, so now, even though I have an hour, I do need to kind of get to work in here, get to cracking. So what I'm going to do is I normally do is I'm going to take you down on my tabletop because that's where I, you know, do my best work, and you can able to see it because of the configuration of my table and my screen here. All right, so let's switch that over, and by all means, keep commenting, keep asking questions, and you know, talk amongst yourself and all that good stuff. If you have any questions about the totems or the clay, obviously, you know, ask away. But one thing I wanted you to understand too, that even though I'm doing totems, I wanted to show you the process of this because you don't have to make your own totem. You can actually create what I'm going to be doing this is going to be a sphere. The first one I'm doing is the base of that big totem, and it's going to be a sphere. But you can also use these as, think about it, you can do hanging mobiles, you know, a stack of mobiles. You can put them on like these little Dollar Tree pedestals. You can, you know, paint that up or do something and make a really cool decorative. It doesn't have to be a sphere. It can be whatever, but I'm showing you the basic concept where you don't have to make your own totems, but you can make something really cool with this concept. Like I said, you can make them like a hanging mobiles. Ornaments are another thing. You can use these as ornaments, either Christmas or any other time. Just make something really cool and hanging. And it can, like I said, it could sit on there. You could actually glue that on and make a really cool design. Okay. So like I said, it doesn't have to be that you, if you decide you want to start playing with this clay, doesn't have to be a totem kind of concept. I'm keeping my camera right here because I got that darn glare going on the light, and I don't want that to get in the way. All right. So one thing that I never really show you guys because of the time frame is how I actually start the process of working with this clay. Like I usually have everything rolled out, which I have some of it rolled out, and and like what it really takes to kind of go through the beginning stage. So although I've got something pre-done, I've got a little bit of it here that I'm going to do with you as well. But the first thing I need to do, do you understand, if you're making something like a larger structure with your clay, well, you don't want, if you're using air dry clay, you know, you can make it just a big old ball if you want, and let that dry itself. But even on that, on the air dry clay, to me, it's like a waste of clay. You're using way too much clay. So I like to make the armatures, which basically is kind of like a it's like your base or your inside piece of what you're going to create, and you can do it with figurines and whatever. But aluminum foil is the best way to go, guys. So I've got, for this case, I'm using the really heavy duty aluminum foil. And like I said, this is bare bones. I'm showing you from scratch. Sorry, it's going to make a little noise. I do have a noise canceling headset on, but it might make a little noise. But what I'm going to do basically is take an aluminum foil, and I'm just going to make it into a big ball. Okay. So I need to make it, and I use the heavy duty. The heavy duty is great because it's a little bit more expensive. I've used the real cheapy Dollar Tree stuff too in a pinch, but for this kind of case, and I want bigger balls, I need to make it like heavy. So I want this the aluminum itself to be a little bit on the heavier, thicker side. So you can see here, I just kind of, and it's kind of funky right now, but I'm going to make it a little bit cleaner. But I need to get my size first. All right, so you just wrap around like that, make your ball. Okay. Helen, how you doing, darling? How's your day going? All right, so you can see I'm kind of whacking it on my table. Sorry if it jars my camera a little bit. I've got a tabletop side camera here that shows my below. So anyway, like I said, I'm just trying to whack it a little bit. I haven't actually figured out the size. I want it to be fairly large, honestly. I want these because I want it's a 4-foot structure. You don't want little dinky pieces on your thing. They got to be fairly big. So, you know, I'm getting real industrious here, guys, because with these totems, I plan on trying to, number one, put them on my Etsy site, and number two, I'm going to market them, you know, locally. Excuse the noise. I'm going to market them locally. You guys, if that's too noisy, let me know, and I will mute myself when I do that part, because I know it can be annoying to have really loud noises in your ear. So, hey, Lisa, how's it going? How's Philly doing, girlfriend? When you coming back to Florida? I miss our phone calls. We don't talk as much as we used to. But yeah, so like I said, I don't know. I'm thinking that what I did here too is I've got me a sample going on, guys. So this is going to be my little armature I'm going to work off. This is the actual size of that rod, the one I showed you in the picture. It's like my husband just got me these extras from work or something, but they're threaded, and I'm going to use rebar sometimes too. Terry says it's not such a great way to start with the foil. Okay, it's not too loud. Okay, great. Thank you, Terry. I just, like I said, I always wonder if it is too loud. I don't like loud noises in my ear when I'm doing stuff. Hey, little Lydia, you ready to do our auction tonight, girlfriend? Lydia's going to have some cool stuff. So is Jan, and I think I'll have a few items too. I don't have as many items as I normally do, but I actually found some things, believe it or not, that are not clay related. I actually got some things that are not clay related that I realized that I'm not really doing anymore, but there's still cool stuff, and I want to see if you guys are interested in those. All right, so I think I'm going to kind of go with that, because this is the size of the rod. And this is going to be, you know, like I said, the base. But you know what? I know I need to go bigger. I think I need to go bigger. Go bigger or go home, they say, right? Hey, thing one. How's it going, Kim? Excuse the noise. Aluminum foil. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more round of aluminum. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. And I kind of make it with a little bit of pockets in there. You know, it's not like da 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 da. All right. I hope that I am not going to run out of time because I do want to do this. But I figured since I do have an hour, but I also am going to do a giveaway, guys. I committed myself to doing giveaways with my giveaway tool every time I come live on the Crafty Bunch. So you guys make sure you stick around because I'm going to be doing that really fun giveaway tool. If you saw that the other day when I was on there, you can see how cool it is. I've got it all set up with the hashtag word and all that, and I'll give you all that later on. All right, so yeah, so what I'm doing, Kim, is I'm making a armature base for some clay that I'm going to be creating with my very first. This is, by the way, the maiden voyage, the very first totem that the tall totems, 4-foot totem, and I think I'm going to make this first one for me. I'm actually deciding this one's going to be a theme, like a garden or sunflower thing. I'm going to put a sunflower on the top of it because I love sunflowers, and who doesn't? Um, but yeah, I'm going to kind of make it as a garden type thing. All right. So, all right. So first thing, like I said, I'm just kind of pouncing this down because I'm trying to get a lot of the little, see how it's got like divots. You probably can't see on the camera. It's got little divots and you can't always get all of those out. If you pounce and pounce and pounce enough, you can. And then I want it to be fairly circular. But one of the cool things about doing these two is they're kind of whimsical. You know, it doesn't have to be an exact. I mean, like I said, if people want exact, they can do exact. But when you get them all on there, it kind of looks kind of have them a little bit wonky. And you know, that's kind of neat because it's a little bit more forgiving, I guess, when you're doing that. Okay, so you can see it's just a ball of aluminum foil right now. Okay. All right, I'm trying to make sure that I get most of it pounded down. All right, so I think I might, if I don't like this one, like if I find out that it might be a little bit too small because the bases, I usually kind of want to start a little bit bigger, then I will go ahead as I go along, I'll start just making different ones and then I'll end up assembling them on it. But I'm trying to kind of like start in my mind from the bottom and working up. That's sort of how I see it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, see, you're going to get a lot of great ideas with this. I'm telling you, because you can even use armatures when you create like little bunnies with clay, anything like that that is circular or takes up a lot of volume, like a body or something. You definitely want to use some aluminum foil because you won't waste your clay. Even if it's air dry, you can still put this around air dry clay. I mean, put air dry clay around this if you want. The only one I haven't been able to work with right now is that foam clay. It doesn't seem to be so great. I think you just need to use that on its own. All right, so I think I'm pretty good at this, and I'll probably work it a little bit as I'm going along. All right, so I've got a basic sphere here. Okay, my sphere, my ball, whatever you want to call it. Now, a couple things I can do. I'm trying to debate. Do I go ahead and put the hole in it now? Because I have to actually spear this with a hole down the center so it'll fit on my rod. Or do I go ahead and put my clay on and then put my hole in? I think I'm going to go ahead and do the hole first because it'll already be there. And then I'll just have to work my clay down in there. And it'll be easier because once I put the clay on, handling that will be a little bit, I don't want to, I'm kind of gingerly with it because I'm going to put paints on it. It'll be raw and soft and la, la, la. So let me find my awls. Did I have my awls in here? Here's one. You can use, you know, a flat, something big like this. You could actually use a screwdriver, like a Phillips screwdriver and go through there. But I like to start out a relatively small, and this is like an awl. This is my longest one. I have a little shorty somewhere, but it doesn't matter, I guess, because I'm not going to be using that one. So you want to kind of start off small and punch that hole, and then you get bigger. Yeah, like I said, I'll have the major hole and then I'll just be able to kind of like, you know, open it up with the clay once I get it in there. All right, so let's just do this. Let me try to find a center where I kind of like that. I kind of like that as the base. So we're going to go with this. And I'm just punching down the center, guys. And it goes in with an all. You need to get one of these little dudes, man. It just, look at that, just like butter, just went right through. Okay. You can't really see the hole right now, but I will be opening it up bigger. But yeah, like I said, a Phillips screwdriver would probably go through pretty good too. Now this, I'm sort of eyeballing. It did not go all the way through. So I probably should have brought me a Phillips over here. Do I have one handy? And I don't want to get up. My husband's messes. He's got a tool mess like crazy, and I don't want to have to go through. So I should have thought of that. Next time, I'll make sure that I have my screwdriver handy. And I don't know if that made it all the way through. I'll have to see. I think I was a little off center on that one. So let me find what I got. A pencil. Hello. Make sure that, yeah, whatever size that you're making, that if you're going to do something through like that, that it does go all the way through. Okay, let me do the pencil. See if I can get that pencil in there now. since like I said, I think the Phillips head screwdriver would be the way to go once you get your first initial poke, hole poke, call it a hole poke. There we go. See, look at that. How cool is that? Think about this, guys. Potential mobiles. You could do all kinds of cool things with just starting out like this. All right, so I got that hole. Now I need to see if it's big enough to fit. I'm going to have to push it on my rod. I love using folds. I know, isn't it great? Same thing. Yeah, exactly, Kim. Thing one. A paper mache, same kind of concept. It's sculpting. Use it for that. I want to pound that down. That bothers me. Beat it up. Beat it up. It's one thing nice about this aluminum foil. You can kind of beat it up a little bit. All right, so now let's see if I can get it, transition it to here. Now think of all these steps I'm going through for these things. I'm going through all these steps to make these big old totem poles. So I have to do this for every one. I think I need to make it a little bit bigger. No, it's going. I'm actually screwing it on because these are threads. It's kind of working. I don't know if my hole's going to be the same. It's going to be the same, be the same, be the same. All right, getting it on there. This is the first time I've actually ever threaded it on this thing, guys. So you're getting to see, like I said, the very first time I'm doing this. Usually I like to test things before I go on live so I don't look like too much of a dork. But hey, what is that we call when we have the screw ups or whatever they're called? All right, guys, it's coming. It's coming. There we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay, so now what I think I'll do is from now on, don't do what I do. Use your screwdriver, get a Phillips head, a big old fat Phillips head, and make sure you bore a nice fat hole in it. You could probably, if you have a really long drill bit, you could also probably drill the darn thing, thinking about it. So a little bit of a trial and error here. Okay, but I got the first one on. Okay, so now I don't need this on. I need to work with it. I'll probably put it on here in a few minutes, but I think I'm going to run it right through this side too, just to make sure. Get on there, pumpkin. There we go. Oh, speaking of pumpkins, you could do stacked pumpkins now. Come on, think about it. What can you do with circles or squares? You can do squares. If you have wood squares, you can actually do wood squares. You can create squares with clay too. All right. So I think I've got that enough. It might like have a little bit more boogers. I've noticed that I've got some aluminum boogers on my space here. Okay. So, okay, got the hole. Now I have to remember where the hole is. All right, so that's going to be my bottom. It's a little flatter there, and that's going to be my hole at the top. Now, let's get the clay part done. All right, I think after I do a few of these, I'll probably work out a little bit better system to be able to get those on a little quicker. But I'll be making a lot of, I'll be working with a lot of aluminum. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to wrap it with clay, one layer, and then I want to do another layer on top of it, believe it or not. I'm going to like overlay it with something else. So the first part though, like I said, is you have to roll out your clay. Here's your block. Okay. Hey, babe, just go put that in the fridge if you would, because I'm doing my live. He just brought me a great salad bar. He's so awesome. I asked him for a salad bar. We have a place up the road, a barbecue place that has really good salad bar. And I didn't get to eat before I came on here. So, where's my rolling pin, guys? Come on. Eyeball your rolling pin, Kim. All right, well, I guess I'll use, oh, it's right here in front of me. Good night. You guys ever see, have you ever like had things sitting right in front of you and you can't find them? Okay, that's what this is. All right, so like I said, I'm using this Sculpey. For doing this type of project, a larger project, I really recommend doing a Super Sculpey. The other clay is going to flop and it's going to be too hard to handle to get around something large like this. So this stuff is the bomb diggity, and I love using it for this type of thing. If you're doing smaller pieces, by all means, you can use your Sculpey brands. I mean, that is Sculpey brand, but your regular Sculpey, your original, or, oh, darn, I hate that little ring light thing. It drives me crazy, those lights up there. You can use your Michaels brands and stuff like that. Okay. Good thing it wasn't a snake. Yeah. Really. Exactly. Because it would have bit me. I don't even mind snakes. You know what? I used to have this thing about snakes. Of course, I think a lot of people have a thing about snakes. Until I realized, you know what? I actually handled a few snakes. And, living off the grid in North Carolina, you're around a lot of different critters. And I realized, black snakes, the ones that everybody's like, ooh, they're really not bad. And once you know, like the ones that are poisonous, you don't have to worry about them because they're not going to harm. They're more afraid of you than everything. If anybody went to my personal page, by the way, I posted a a video. I walked out of my house yesterday and there was a darn hawk, literally like 3 feet from me with a dang bird in its hand. It just killed it and it had like feathers and blood everywhere. It's kind of gross, but I'm like, what the heck? And it was like, right. I knew the hawk hangs out in our, our right across the street on the pole, but it actually had a critter in its mouth. And I'm like, ew, okay. It's nature, but I didn't need to see that first thing in the morning. Good thing it wasn't a snake. But yeah, and so I don't really have a fear of critters too much. Even certain spiders, like I used to be weirded out about them. My husband started explaining to me, number one, most spiders are not that poisonous. They could feel a little creepy, but they're really not that bad. And they don't harm you per se, and they eat insects. So it's not such a bad thing to have a spider around. If as long as they look creepy, though, they do, and I really wouldn't want one crawling on me. But if I can see them from a distance, I'm like, okay, not so bad. All right, so you can see here that I'm rolling this out, pretty much like fondant. And like I said, this clay, if you were to have that other clay you guys see me, it's usually pretty sticky. This stuff is not as sticky, even in like 90-degree weather here. But I can still use my cornstarch if I need to, but I can just pick this up and move it around. It's so much more user-friendly than that other stuff I use. But I do use the other in other instances just because if I want different colors or something like this. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of snakes in Arizona. There sure are. I used to live there, remember? All right, so now, hey, baby doll, what's up? You can talk. 2 o'clock, I am done. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. You want to come say hello? Show your handsome face. My husband's handsome. I got to tell you. Oh, you know you are. You got to bend down though and say, I'm at this camera. Look, look. Hey, there he is. Isn't he cutie? Oh, he's so cute. Ooh, I'm in love with that boy. I'm in love with that man. Okay. All right. So that's that. So what I'm doing now, so you guys know, is these are rulers from the Dollar Tree. They work as great as guides. I do have a pasta machine next to me. Sorry, my mess. Right here, this is a pasta machine where you can roll it out and make it really thin and do really kind of uniform pieces. This is called a slab or like a veneer sometimes, depending on what you're doing. But in this case, because I'm doing thicker, I like to just use these guides, get my camera situated a little bit more. I like to use these guides because they're a little heavier than as far as the thickness of your clay. All right. So I use those. And like I said, they're just, cheapy little, you can use paint stirrers as well if you want it really thick. Paint stirrers, you can stack cards on either side and actually kind of like tape them together and use playing cards. That's kind of a way when you're doing jewelry. They do playing cards. I do mention that in my little video course. I have a little video course if anybody's interested that you can purchase. And it's like 10 videos for $12. And then if you're interested in that, let me know. And that way you can get started on working with all the little details with the polymer clay. I've got a little bit of aluminum here. Not that it's probably going to matter too much. Okay, so you guys see what I'm doing. I'm having to take this. All right, see, I should have cleaned up a little better. I'm getting these dang burgers in there from my aluminum. All right, I'm going to put this up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you like this a little bit. I've got 30 minutes, and I think I still got time to do all this, guys. So I'm taking little slices. I always explain this, but I never really show you. So I usually take like smaller slices. Like I said, this clay is a little bit firmer than the other clay. So I take usually like small slices like that. Okay. And then I just sort of work them. When you have the other clay, it's easier to like, squish or hold in your hand, and it really doesn't take as much conditioning. This to me almost feels sort of kind of like if anybody's actually ever worked with ceramic clay, sort of kind of, it's not, ceramic clay's messier because it's like muddy, but this is cleaner, but it's got that feel of it because it's got that thickness to it. And it's just so much better to work with. So when you're doing a lot of hand building or thicker projects, that's why I recommend this. So then at that point, I just kind of roll it, I put it in my hand, kind of get it a little soft and look it around. And then at that point, I can get my roller. All right. And this is how you like to roll a big piece. Okay. Like if you're doing a large piece like I'm doing, whatever you're going to drape or slump or put it around or how you're going to do it. I'm not going to use all this when I do it, but I have to have it big enough to actually sit around. So at that point, I'm going to do this number. I'm just adding it to it. So I'm just adding a couple pieces to it. All right. And then maybe I'll take a little slip over here and kind of add that over there. And then I'd add one little more section over here because I'm trying to get it. I haven't actually tested it, but I think this looks, eyeballing it, I'll have to enough to actually go around that sphere. Like I said, you always have more than what you need because you cut away, but you need to have make sure that you have enough to actually get over the piece you're working on. Yeah, these blades, by the way, I'm getting my link tree together. I'm just about ready to post it. I have my Amazon shop on my link tree, and everything that I buy on Amazon, which I did get these off there. You can find these. They come in a set of 4 for like, I don't know, $5. I mean, they're pretty cheap. And the other set, I just switched over to my new set. I've been using, they have them with handles on the side too. Another thing a person can do is you can put a little piece of tape on the top of here so you can identify which side is up and down. I'm really pretty careful. I've only really cut myself once, and that was when I was actually cleaning. It is a very, very sharp. It's called a tissue blade, but they work great. They really are the best thing to have, and they're cheap. They're inexpensive, so you need to get those when you're cutting with your clay. All right. And you just got to be real careful with them. But like I said, they do make ones with handles on the side, a little bit more, that you can just hold the little plastic handles and just slide down on them. But I just went the cheap route because I figured I'd just, pay attention to what I'm doing. And for the most part, I do. If I don't want to live, sometimes I get a little bit like, not not watching what I'm doing, but I try to. Okay, because I don't want to cut myself. Because the last time I did this, I went like that. I was cleaning it with a baby wipe, and it sliced this finger here. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Okay, so I think this is going to be the last of what I need to get that slab piece where I need it to be. Okay, so you can see it takes a little bit elbow grease to do this. If you have a warmer, the warmer your space is, the better. So, and then I flip it over a few times. This is kind of the same process. Like if you're working, everybody having to work with ceramic clay. I'm just kind of curious. When high school or, sometimes they have art classes and they offer ceramics. If anybody's ever worked with that, you see it's kind of the same deal. Of course, like I said, the clay's it's heavier and it's messier, but same kind of concept. You roll it out like this. All right. So if you have like little pieces aren't exact, you can do this. Now I'm going to try to use my guides now. All right, and just try to make sure I've got consistency here. Okay, consistency. All right, I think that's pretty good, but I'm going to turn it one more time because I've kind of used this as probably my top layer that I'm going to overlay. It does not need to be as thick as the other one. Matter of fact, neither one need to be super thick, but I'm going to roll it out pretty good thin because I don't necessarily need all that. You know what I mean? All right, and this is so much easier to handle and when it's thinner than the other two. It's another good thing is I can pick it up. See, I can pick this whole thing up like it was like a pizza, right? Like a little pizza or a pie crust, you can put on pie. All right, so I got that, and we're going to leave that at that. I guess I can use this one for the base or the other one for the base too, either way. So I've got this one I've already did. Let's go ahead and try. You know what? Whatever. I've already got this one in my hand. Let's move this one over. And we'll do that one. I'll put that one over here. All right. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with the clay. This piece here, I usually add textures on it and do all kinds of fun things, and you'll see that on the next one I'm going to add textures. But on this one, it's going to be just basically the base with a color, and I don't really think I'm going to need any texture because you're not going to see that much on it, okay? So I am going to get it a little bit thinner, but I don't want to get super thin because it's going to need to kind of fill in some of these little idiosyncrasies that I got here in my clay. So a couple ways I'll probably just, I can do it this way, I guess. We'll try rolling it this way first, kind of covering it this way. Just going to roll it over there. Maybe not. Let's see. Where's the majority of my clay at? All right, do it this way. And then I'll work it up. Okay, you can do it two ways. You can see how I'm doing it like this, or you can roll it over. If you got your clay's big enough, you can roll it over. This case, which is my bottom? I didn't make sure I'm gonna turn it over this way because even if it's kind of a little bit like icky on the bottom, you got your bottom and you're not gonna be able to see that much. So what's kind of nice about it, the clay's a little stretchable. I want to make sure I got my hole, keep my hole so I can see that. Put it like that, okay? And then I'm just working this clay on it. You don't need all this. You can actually see where you can just kind of press up a little bit, and then I can cut all this excess off. You can actually literally cut it with a pair of scissors. Watch this. Okay. Let's cut it like that. Okay. That might even be more than I need to. But what you do is you're going to work this in as we go. I don't even need all that. Okay, kind of work it away. Unless you're getting some really cool, funky design, you don't need all this clay on there. Then you're going to start pressing it onto that sphere. Same thing here. Let me get this guy pressed on here. So what do you guys think? You think this is a cool idea? You think it's a crazy idea? I'm actually, like I said, it's a little bit of work involved, and everybody can see that when you're starting out just getting your basics on there, you're going to have a little bit of work to do, but you know, it's a labor of love to me. I love these things, and I think they're going to be so awesome when I get them done. Okay. All right. So I've got all this extra bulky clay on here. I kind of want that. So it's fine because I'm going to be working it in. And like I said, you're going to feel air pockets and all that too, but you'll just work all that into your circle or your sphere. This is a sphere, isn't it? Or a ball, as you want to call it. So we're going to work that through. Let me get there we go. See, now I can put it on my other piece here in a second, but I'm still working it like this. Yeah, like I said, this is not really the prettiest process, but I wanted you guys to see like what's involved, what's actually involved with creating, you know, this. And like I said, this one's going to have a series of different balls. I'm going to do some cylinders, and you can actually use paper towel holders for that to just make your quick cylinders. You can, like I said, you can do squares with blocks of wood and create it that way. There's lots of different shapes that you can do with them. So it doesn't have to all be circles. A lot of them are circles or spheres, but, and, you know, just because that's, I don't know, maybe because they're easy or whatever, but I have seen, you can either put, I mean, I can create animals and houses, critters, birds, whatever. I mean, you can do so many things with the totems. I'm not going to be doing just a bunch of balls on a rod. That's not going to be it. Flowers, like I said, I've got a lot of cool things. They're all going to be themed and colored. And hey, Laura, how are you, darling? How's it over in the UK? You having a good day? Is the weather warm over there? I know you guys, I don't know. You guys are still in the winter season. I don't know what it's like over there. I've never been to London. It's one of the things I'd like to do someday. Or not necessarily London, but actually I wouldn't mind going to London. I know you're not, I don't think you're in London, are you, darling? All right. This looks kind of like a brain right now, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. Halloween. Come on, guys. Anyway, so I want to get it a little bit cleaner than this. So it just takes a little bit of working the clay on there. But like I said, I am going to have another piece on top of this. And the other piece is, I still got 3 minutes. Oh, I'm good, guys. I'm good. I am going to do my drawing. I am going to do the drawing, guys. So hang out with me. I am going to do a giveaway. Every time I go live, I got a new thing. I am going to use my giveaway tool through StreamYard. And instead of taking names and doing all that, I'm just going to let the giveaway tool pick it for me, the person that puts in the hashtag. That way it makes it fair. I don't have to go like looking for people's names and everything. And I could never take time to write all those names down. And God bless all you guys that can do that, because I can't see myself doing that. But I can write down one name. I can definitely do that. All right, so yeah, I've got that worked a little bit. If I want it to be a little cleaner, I can, but I don't think it's going to matter too much because I am putting that other piece on top of it. But here, that obviously that's what you do. You're going to work it. You're going to work it. You want to get it in your hands. You want to make it into a nice ball. Here's the deal: the cleaner that you get your aluminum and you pound it and do all that kind of nature, the easier it will be like once you start forming your clay on there. Okay. I just had a little piece exposed here. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to cover it up. Or you can add another extra piece of clay to it. It doesn't matter. Think about this though. What's kind of cool about the aluminum, which I'm going to do, it seems like a little thin there. Aluminum can bake. Aluminum is very durable. It's a metal. So it's going to be durable. And like I said, some of these large totems I have or can be outdoors. I think I'm going to actually put this one by my mailbox. We're trying to redo our mailbox idea with our flowers and whatnot. And so this one's going to go outdoors. Polymer clay, yes, it can go outdoors. I've got a couple pieces out there that I've been testing over a year. They've been through the hurricane storms and they're doing just fine. So I know that they're durable. Great party lid. How did you find it? Asking while you guys are talking amongst yourself. I've been to. Oh, let me scroll up a little bit. Love this. Okay, I've been to. Oh, you've been to London. Okay, cool, man. Crafty friends. All right, let me catch up on comments here. What's a hashtag? Okay, Terry, a hashtag is kind of like, okay, old school. It's the number symbol, the two lines with the two crosses across. They call it hashtag these days, but for us, it's the number symbol. And whenever you put that in front of a word, okay, and what we're going to do is I'll be doing the giveaway soon. You'll put that hashtag in there with no space and just the word. So I'll tell you what that word is soon, okay? But that's what a hashtag is. Now you're up to par with all us really cool people. I'm good. It's cold here, and I'm a town called Hull. Okay, there you go. Hashtag Crafter's Choice. Hey, oh, you're asking what the hashtag? Oh, bah. I'm sorry, Terry. I need to catch up on my comments. What's hashtag Crafter's Choice, by the way? I don't even. What am I missing, you guys? Somebody's got to fill me in. I'm looking down, trying to get stuff done, and you guys are talking amongst yourself. Hey, Justin, how's it going, bud? How you doing? All right, so I'm gonna just call that good right now. Woo-hoo-hoo. See, I got me a nice little circle. Probably on the other ones because like depending on what it is, I'll get it a little bit cleaner. And it's just a matter of working it. But I do want to show you how I'm going to do the overlay. Okay. But first off, I actually need to paint this. Thinking about it, I got to paint it. Now it doesn't look this bad, kind of wonky because it gives it more of like a rustic feel. If you don't mind the rustic feel, you can do it. But when you put a texture on top of it, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So this time I'm going to go ahead and put it on my little armature guy here that I created because this is the actual size and it'll be a way for me to hold on to it before. Now I have to bake this. Bear in mind that all of these have to be baked before I can do this. So the baking process, I'm like, I'll probably take this rod off or get me another rod and then bake it like that. I can't bake that because that's just a plastic little thing, but I can bake this on like a bowl. I can drape this over a bowl and bake it that way so it doesn't touch my oven, so it'll keep the shape. And like I said, this is probably easier to do it this way too, as you can kind of work it like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and paint this up. This one's going to be like a yellow, golden yellow, and then I'm going to put the other piece on top of it. I got 20 minutes. Can I rock this out? I think I can rock this out, guys. Hey, Nicole. By the way, I am so sorry, Nicole. I forgot to mention, I'm so involved in what the heck I'm doing. Nicole is up after me. This funky bunch. I was getting rid of the funky bunch. You're the sparkle junkie. I'm getting my words mixed up. Nicole Prose, or the sparkle junkie, is up after me. She always has some fabulous stuff going on. She puts a little bling on things. And so you guys make sure you watch her. If you're not a part of the Crafty Bunch, go ahead and it's a free group. Sign up. A lot of great crafters. Justin's going to finish up at 6 o'clock tonight. Definitely want to catch him. He's our resident dude. I think there's a couple resident dudes, but he's the one that's on there the most. All right, so I need me a brush. What kind of brush? I guess I'll just use this guy here. So what I'm going to do, basically, like I said, this is the raw clay. I'm going to paint a color on here. I wanted my other one, but I don't know where my other one went. And I try to be organized. And if I didn't clean up, Lydia, I could never have the messes. I'm sorry. You always say that you're unorganized. If I was unorganized like that, I would lose my brain. I'd start getting all stressed out and everything. I have to have everything like fairly organized in my space. So, like I said, this color is just basically going to peek through on the other overlay, and you'll see that once I get done with this one. And to be honest, I'm great. Next weekend, my husband gets to meet his son. Oh my golly, isn't that awesome? Well, good for you, Laura. I know. I've had dysfunctionality in families, and I've got step sisters and step children, and that they're adults now, and I still keep in contact with them. But yeah, I know, I understand that's really cool that he gets to do that. That's really cool. Sometimes I'm an only child, and I've got one daughter. She got three. I got three grandkids by her. But sometimes I'm always, thinking that I'd like to do that whole ancestry thing. My aunt's real big into that, and but I just thought that for me, it'd be another one of those rabbit holes that would consume so much time in my life. Not that I want to learn like my history of where I'm coming from, but anyway. All right, so there's that. I do have to paint the bottom. Let's see. I can just flip this over here or pull it up or something. There we go. That works. I wanted to make this hole really tight in here so that it wouldn't wouldn't shift too much. This is just my first idea. I might come up with another idea to hold this in place. And but right now, this is what I came together with on a whim. You know, like throw it together at the last minute. First time to, oh, cool. Oh, it's the first time for him to meet him or for you to meet him? It's first time for you to meet him, and he hasn't met him in a long time. Awesome, 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 awesome. That should be awesome. Great reunion. Oh, that's very good. Okay, so this has to dry. While that one's drying, I'm going to be working on the other one. Okay, put that aside right there. Like I said, if you don't want to get into making totems, you can still do this concept with on a smaller scale, kind of like the ones that I showed you. Okay, now let me bring this other piece over here. What I need to do with this one is I'm going to put a little texture on this, and I'm going to put some holes in it. And the way I'm going to do that, there's lots of texture things that you can do. You can use stamps. You can use golly, anything that can do an impression. You can put, I mean, brushes and combs and things around your house you can make impressions on. But this one, I even have a really cool roller. You guys have probably seen it has like a really pretty flower design on it. But in this case, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I made this little guy. This is another little quick tip. Anybody who does gel pressing and things, you can take a roller, your what are these called, guys? Come on, cardboard. And then I just hot glued some little pieces on here. We have a grandson who is two. Well, oh, that's awesome. Okay, you won't get to meet the grandson, but you get to meet the son. Awesome. Well, one step at a time, darling. One step at a time. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do is, hot glued this. I have another one over here that I did the other day, and this one actually is really cool. It almost looks like a wood grain effect. You just roll it across, and you could put paint on there and do the same thing if you don't want to work with clay. All right, so I'm just basically going to roll this on here because I want to create some little dots on it. Okay, kind of cool pattern, just like that. So this is a way to make a cheapy pattern for yourself. Okay, just roll those out. Now I'm going to go a step further. I'm almost debating whether I should do this part after I put it on the other piece of clay, but I don't think so. I don't know. This, like I said, this is a trial and error. I've done overlays before, but I'm having to actually put it over the top of the other one. So if I cut holes in here, it's going to misshapen a little bit. Decisions. I don't know what I should do. I think I'm going to go ahead and wing it and give it a try. And then if it turns out a little bit wonky, it'll just be wonky. I'll just use another one. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So I have these little circle cutter holes, and I'm just going to be punching a bunch of those in here. And then I'll probably just punch a few to get started, and then maybe I'll go back and punch the rest later on. Size, I don't know. I've got a lot of different sizes. I think I'll try this little guy here. There's a couple different sizes I can go with. I don't want them too big, and this is not a huge sphere, but I want them big enough. Oh, I actually have a piece of clay stick in there from the last time. I didn't get that out. Sometimes, and actually what's kind of cool is it makes a perfect circle. So you can actually use these circles. I could technically just put circles all over this if I want to, guys. That'd be kind of cool too. All right, but I'm going with my initial idea. Hey, Miss Andrina, how are you doing, darling? Good to have you here. All right, so like I said, I'm just punching some holes. This is not the most exciting thing in the world to see, but it kind of gives you a general idea of this overlay. Now, if you wanted to, a person could do this overlay. If you're doing an overlay, you could actually roll it out like this and roll it. If anybody saw me do my mirror the other day, I did a really cool funky mirror that I overlaid the clay on the mirror, and you can cut out your stencil designs that way and then do an overlay. But I'm doing like some just circles here, and I think that's all I'm going to do right now because I can do some more if I need later down the road. Just get something, kind of pick them out real quick. And if these get too misshapen, then I'll just have to work them back. I'll just have to work it back, and I just cut the shapes again. But like I said, this is a heavier clay, so I'm hoping that, it won't be too bad when I put it on there. Too bad. We'll see. What are you making? I am actually, you know what? I'll show you another picture here real quick, guys. I'm making, here is an idea. This is a small tabletop version of a totem pole. This one, by the way, is going to be in my auction. This one will be in my auction. This one says his sacrifice on it. This was one I made with a lamp. Okay, it's a bigger one, but I'm going to be starting to work with this guy here. See that big rod there in my little chunky butt? That is almost 4 feet tall. So I'm making individual pieces that will put on that rod and making it into a totem. It's going to be a tall totem. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm just getting this is my very first one that I'm making that size. So that's what I'm working on, Laura. So it's going to be definitely a process. You know, I don't imagine I'm going to knock these out in a day, but I can work on the little individual pieces as I can build them, you know. And they're going to be, like I said, like a labor of love. Any questions about that? Like I had to pour a concrete base. This one didn't punch too well. I had to pour a concrete base with the rod in the center. And that's actually something that you kind of need to know too. Maybe one days I'll, I'll do a little video or a little live on how I actually set the rod in there straight to pour the base, because I'm going to pour some more bases, obviously, as I do more of these. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do right now. This thing is still a little bit wet. I should have put it over here in my fan, but I'm afraid if I handle it, hopefully I can get this darn thing on here. Pull this up, guys. Oh, you know what I need to do? I realized too that I need to actually paint this. I need to paint this brown. I wanted this to be a different. Technically, what a person should do is just use the same color clay that they're going to be putting on the top, and that way you won't have to change your colors if you don't want. Like you won't have to paint your color. Yeah, you won't. You'll do. But I like using this clay, so I'm actually going to be painting this. And drying time, I didn't consider that. So I think hopefully I have enough time. I got 10 minutes. I'm definitely going to do my. Matter of fact, I got 10 minutes left. So what we're going to do right now is for the giveaway, I want you guys, because it'll take a couple minutes for them to come in. Anybody who's still watching me and you want to participate in the giveaway, what I usually do is going to give gift certificates away or something a little funky from my clay stash. But put in the word, everybody put in the word hashtag Sunday. Hashtag Sunday. Do that now. And as I start collecting, when I feel everybody's done putting in their hashtag Sunday, I will go ahead and we'll do the giveaway tool together so you guys can see how that works. Okay. So yeah, let me continue working on this while you guys are putting in your hashtags. It says, I'm making a mold. Molds are great. Oh my gosh, I just got some really cool molds. I got a leaf mold. Matter of fact, I'll show you this. This is my leaf mold I got the other day. Can't wait to work with that. I'm probably going to use that one in this totem. And then I got a really cool house mold too that wasn't even thinking about doing houses, but I've got this cool spotlight thing coming up and I'm gonna make a cool house planter. And I thought I could build a house, but make my life easy. Yeah, you guys keep putting in your hashtag Sundays. All right, let me throw some paint on this. I know I'm gonna end up over painting what I need here. But I don't want to paint it before. Maybe I should paint it. I'm debating, guys, because if I paint this when it's on it, I don't want the yellow to be painted as well. So I'm rethinking my process. Probably what I should have done is put this whole thing overlay on here, painted it, and then cut out my holes. But since I've already gone this far, we're just gonna go with this, and I'm gonna try it. Okay, yeah, first time here. Hi, Wendy. Hey, girlie, thanks for joining. Go ahead and tap on the screen and hit the buttons and follow me, please. And Wendy, what we're doing is we're getting ready to do a giveaway. So if you want to put in hashtag Sunday, I'm going to do the tool. Make sure that your hashtag is right beside the word Sunday. Exactly. No spaces. It's just hashtag the word Sunday, and that's the way it's going to work. Okay. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and do that drawing. It's a pretty cool thing. Isn't it, Lena? It's pretty cool how it works. Welcome, Wendy. Yes, welcome, Miss Wendy. Glad you're here. All right, so I'm working with clay, Wendy, and I've got this crazy like piece of funky clay here that I'm going to try to wrap around. You know what I might even do here is I'm doing this. Like I said, next time I think I'll do it differently. If I'm doing an overlay, I'll probably do the overlay design after, unless I'm doing a stencil, then I have to figure that out. Overlay design. You can see my clay's still a little bit wet, so I don't know. I'm doing this basically for you guys, honestly, because if it was me, I'd be waiting till the whole thing's dry. But even if it comes out to be a little bit funky, I know I can fix things, so I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna try this. I gotta take this off of here. I can't do this one. Oh, sorry about the noise. It's crazy. Hey, Robert, do me a favor, babe. grab me, see that bowl up there, that little glass one right there. Yeah, let me see if that works. I just need something to drape this over. Okay, so I'm just going to sit that right in the bowl, sort of, guys. Okay, and I'm going to try to work this on top of here. Okay, I'm going to put this on, and then we'll do the drawing, guys. All right, so here we go. I got a piece of aluminum in there. We're going to try to drape this over here and see how we're doing. I'm going to actually pick a hole that I've already got. I've already got a hole here. All right, so I'm just draping this over the top of here. All right, I forgot which was my bottom and which was my top. I don't know. I guess it really don't matter. So this is where I'm having to try to work it a little bit cleaner than the other one because I want it to look a little prettier. And so you just kind of work it down. You work it down and you drape it, okay? And I'll probably put a few more holes in here too, okay? And then there we go. So I have to cut the bottom of this. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that effect, guys. I might use that. It's kind of neat, but I want to kind of cut it off a little bit more. All right, here's the deal. I got to put this back on here because this is hard to handle and do this at the same time. Okay. All right, it looks kind of like a ghost or something, doesn't it, guys? All right, so let me make sure I got enough clay to do this. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that crazy noise. I know that's got to be super loud. All right, so this is a draping effect. Somebody says, I've always wanted to work with clay. Well, Wendy, welcome to the club, girlfriend, because that's what I do. I work with polymer clay, and this is the place to be. If you want to know more about it, I actually have a little video tutorial to get you started. You can get with me privately, and I'll show you more about that, tell you more about that. All right, so we're just kind of working that around right now, guys. I know I don't have enough time to actually do it the proper way, because I'm running out of time. See, I probably should have pre-done some other stuff that I thought I was going to pre-do, because this is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. It looks like the moon, doesn't it? It looks like Swiss cheese. Kind of like Swiss cheese. All right. I got 6 minutes. Yeah, you use foam clay. Yeah, foam clay is cool. I am so used to using polymer clay. I'm trying to work with that foam clay. And because of the things I do, it bugs me. But I am determined to work with it and get some things done. I just can't do the detail I want to do with the foam clay. And so that's why I need to play around with it a little more and figure out what I can and cannot do with the foam clay as opposed to the polymer clay. All right. So yeah, I've got that on there. And I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to have to just cut it into, it's kind of like when you're covering a seat or something circular. Everybody ever done that? Like a piece of fabric, you have to kind of cut it to get your things to fall right. Sort of like that. I know this looks really weird right now, guys, but trust me, it's going to be freaking cool when I get it done. I just have to get those pieces cut off. All right. It looks, I don't know, is it Swiss cheese? It looks more like the moon or Swiss cheese right now, right? It needs a lot of kneading. Is that the thing is you got to do a lot of kneading with it? Because I'm finding it to be a little bit on the sticky, funky side sometimes than I'm used to. And I'm going to have to turn this over, guys. See if I can get this on here. I got to make sure I get your names, Art. You know what? I'm going to stop this right now because I do want to do the drawing. And then at whatever time I have left, I will go back and fix this. But you guys get the general idea. As soon as I get this one finished up today, I'll go ahead and post it. Oh, it looks kind of like a caramel, like a candy apple right now, doesn't it? Actually, it looks like a hot mess. But I guarantee you it will not look like that once I get done. So like I said, next time what I'm going to do is I'll do this other way, and then I'll just poke my things in there afterwards instead of doing it all like that. I'm going to put this aside and put my camera up, but you get the general idea, and I'll show you a little bit better on another one when I get a chance. Let's go ahead and do the name drawing. I'm going to put my camera up at the top here. What Pro, this one. Nope. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's do this drawing real quick because I only got like 3 minutes. But anyway, like I said, you guys get the idea of it. That probably wasn't really the best tutorial I've ever done, but I'll work out some of the other bugs in that one, and I'll maybe do something like that again so you can get a little bit better idea of how it works. Let's do the drawing now, guys. All right, let me see. I've got to share my screen. Do a screen share. This one, it's the giveaway tool. Everybody's got their hashtag Sundays in, right? Okay, let's go over here, and then I'm just going to start collecting names. Then you guys can see how cool this is. Draw. All right, you guys see it? Share. All right, here we go. I think it's now. Lena, Lena, there's no way it's not sharing. Where am I at? Did you guys lose me? Did you guys lose me for a second? Did you guys lose me? Okay. All right. You know what? Lena won last time. Did you see it? Did you guys were able to see it? Because I know it kind of might have glitched out a little bit. Lena won this last time. I don't know. Lena, sometimes I think that you got it rigged, girlfriend, because she won something. So what I'm going to do in that case, I'm just going to try to go up to the very first person I saw here that did the hashtag Sunday, and I'm just going to give it to that person because I don't know why you got it. And you know what, Terry, it's you, darling. You were the first one, Terry L. Got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her on my list. She's the first one I saw on my screen that said hashtag Sunday. So Lena had it last month. I don't know, Lena. Like I said, I think that thing likes you. But I'm gonna put Terry on here. And Terry, I know you won a couple things for me before, but that's okay. I've got you down there. All right, so that's it. And let me ask you, did I glitch out on you? Were you not able to see me? Were you guys not able to see me? Did I glitch out or were you actually able to see the screen? I'm just curious real quick. I only got a minute. I got to roll, but I'm just curious if that thing glitched out because on my end, my screen went wonky black for a second. Okay, you won't participate next time. Honestly, I think that thing likes you, Lena. I did glitch. That's what I thought. So were you guys able to actually see the share screen? You should have been able to see the screen. I think you did. Okay. But you just didn't see me. Okay. You saw me. You saw the screen, but not me. All right, guys. That is it for me. Go check out Nicole. I know she's going to be something fabulous. And I'm going to show you this finished one when I get done. And you guys will see that I'll actually work it out really cool. See you. Enjoy the Crafty Bunch day. Follow everybody. Bye bye. See you next time around. Oh, I'll be back tonight for my auction. Check my page. Bye bye.